What country, friend, is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
And what should I do in Illyria? My brother, he is in Elysium. Perchance he is not drowned. What think you, sailor?
My lady Viola, it is perchance that you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother, and so perchance may he be.
True, madam, and to comfort you with chance, assure yourself, when our ship did split, when you and that poor number saved with you hung on our driving boat, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, bind himself, courage and hope both teaching him the practice, to a strong mast that lived upon the sea.
For saying so there's gold. Knowest thou this country?
Aye, madam, well, for I was bred and born not 3 hours' travel from this very place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature as in name.
What's the name?
Orsino.
Orsino! I have heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And so is now, or was so very late. For but a month ago I went from hence, and then 'twas fresh in murmur, as you know, what great ones do the less will prattle of, that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count that died some 12 months since, leaving her in the care of his son, her brother, who shortly also died, and for whose dear love, they say, she hath abjured the company and sight of men.
Oh, that I served that lady, and might not be delivered to the world till I had made mine own occasion mellow what my estate is.
That were hard to compass, for she will admit no kind of suit, no, not the duke's.
There is a fair behavior in thee, captain. I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously. Conceal me what I am, and be my aid, for such disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent. I'll serve this duke. Thou shalt present me as a servant to him. What else mayhap to time I will commit, only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you his servant, and your aid I'll be. When my tongue blabs, then let mine eyes not see. Be you Cesario.
Cesario. Cesario. I thank thee. Lead me on.
If music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it, that, surfeiting, the appetite may sicken and so die. That strain again, it had a dying fall. Oh, it swept o'er my ear like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Ugh, enough, no more. 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. Oh, spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that, notwithstanding thy capacity, receiveth as the sea, not enters there, of what validity and pitch soe'er, but falls into abatement and low price, even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy that it alone is high fantastical.
Will you go hunt, my lord?
What, Valentine?
The heart.
Why, so I do, the noblest that I have. Oh, when mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of pestilence. That very instant was I turned into a hart, and my desires, like foul and cruel hounds, ere since pursue me. And now, what news from her?
So please, my lord, I might not be admitted, but from her handmaid, do return this answer. Till 7 years' heat, none shall behold her face at ample view, but like a cloistress, she will veiled walk. All this to season a brother's dead love, which she would keep fresh and lasting in her sad remembrance.
Oh, she that hath a heart of that fine frame, to pay the debt of love but to a brother. How will she love when rich golden shaft hath killed all affections else that live in her, when liver, brain, and heart, these sovereign thrones, are all supplied, all filled, her sweet perfections with one self king? Away before me to beds of flowers, love thoughts lie rich when canopied with bowers.
What a plague means my niece to take the death of her brother thus? I am sure care is an enemy to life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exceptions to your ill hours.
Why, let her accept before accepted.
Aye, but you must confine yourself to the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes are good enough to drink in.
That clothing will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, along with a foolish knight you brought in here one night to be her wooer.
Who? Sir Andrew Aguecheek?
Aye, he.
Well, he's as tall a man as any's in Illyria.
What's that to the purpose?
Why, he has 3,000 ducats a year.
Aye, but he'll have but a year in all those ducats. He's a very fool and a prodigal.
Fine that you'll say so. He plays about Viola to get boys and speaks 3 or 4 languages word for word without book, and has all the good gifts of nature.
Aye, he hath, almost natural. For besides that he's a fool, he's a great quarreller. And but that he hath the gift of a coward to allay the gust he hath made in quarrelling, 'tis thought by the prudent that he would soon have the gift of a grave.
Why, by this hand, they are scoundrels and subtractors that say so of him. Who are they?
They who add, moreover, he's drunk nightly in your company.
With drinking health to my niece. I'll drink to her as long as there is a passage in my throat and a drink in Illyria. He is a coward and a coistrel that will not drink to my niece. What wench? Castiliano Vulgo, for here comes Sir Andrew Face.
Sir Toby Belch. How now, Sir Toby Belch?
Sweet Sir Andrew.
Bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Good mistress accost. I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good mistress Mary accost.
You mistake, knight. Accost is front her, board her, woo her, assail her.
Nay, my troth, I cannot partake her in such company. Is that the meaning of accost?
Fare you well, gentlemen.
Now let part so, Sir Andrew. Would thou mightest never draw a sword again.
And you part so, mistress. I would I might never draw sword again. Tell me, fair lady, do you take fools in hand?
Sir, I have not you by the hand.
Marry, but you shall, and here's my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free. I pray you, bring your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Wherefore, sweetheart? What's your metaphor?
It's dry, sir.
Why, I am not such an ass that I cannot keep my hand dry. But what's your jest?
A dry jest, sir.
Are you full of them?
Aye, sir, I have them at my fingers' ends. Marry, now I let go your hand, I am barren.
Oh, knight, thou lackest the cup of canary. When have I seen thee so put down?
Never in your life, I think, unless you see canary put me down. Sometimes methinks I have no more wit than an ordinary man does, but I am a great eater of beef, and I do believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
And I'd forswear on it, Sir Toby. I'll be home tomorrow.
Ah, dear knight.
What is pourquoi? Do or not do? I would I had bestowed the time in the arts that I have in fencing, dancing, and bear baiting. Oh, had I but followed the arts.
Then thou hadst an excellent head of hair.
Would that have mended my hair?
Past question, for thou seest it would not curl by nature.
But it suits me well enough, does it not?
Excellent. That hangs like flax on a distaff. And I hope to see a housewife take thee between her legs and spin it off.
Faith, I'll ride home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen, and if she be, it's 4-1, she'll none of me. The Count himself here hard by woos her.
Oh, she'll none of the Count. She'll not match above her degree, neither in years, estate, nor wit. I've heard her swear it. Tut, there's life in it, man.
I'll stay a month longer. I have one of the strangest minds in Illyria. I delight in the masquerades and the revels all together.
What is thy excellence in the galliard, knight?
Faith, I can cut a caper. Shall we set upon some revels?
What else shall we do? Were we not born under Taurus?
Tarus, that is sides and heart.
No, sir, it is legs and thighs. Let me see the caper.
If the Duke continue these favors towards you, Cesario, you are like to be much advanced. He hath known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
You either fear his humor or my negligence, that you call in question the continuance of his love. Is he inconstant, sir, in his favors?
No, believe me.
I thank you. Here comes the Count.
Saw Cesario.
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Valentine, stand you a while aloof. Cesario, thou knowest no less but all. I've unclasped to thee the very handbook even of my secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address thy gate unto her. Be not denied access. Stand at her gates and tell her there thy fixed foot shall grow till thou have audience.
Sure, my noble lord, if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as it is spoke, she never will admit me.
Be clamorous and leap all civil bounds rather than make unprofited return.
Say I do speak with her, my lord. What then?
Oh, then unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with discourse of my dear faith. It shall become thee well to act my woes. She will tend them better in thy youth than in a nuncio's of more grave aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it, for they shall yet belie thy happy years that say thou art a man. Diana's lip is not more smooth and rubious. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and all is semblant of a woman's part. I know thy constellation is right apt for this affair. Prosper well in this.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. Yet a barful strife, who where I woo myself would be his wife.
Nay, either tell me where thou hast been, or I will not open my lips so wide as a bristle may enter and wave as thy excuse. My lady will chide thee for thine absence.
Let her hang me. He that is well hanged in this world needs to fear no colors.
Peace, you rogue. Here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely.
God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Do you not hear, fellow? Take away the lady.
Go to, you're a dry fool. I'll no more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
2 faults, Madonna, that drink and good counsel will amend. For give the dry fool drink, then is the fool not dry. Bid the dishonest man mend himself. If he mend, then he is no longer dishonest. If he cannot, then let the botcher mend him. Anything that's mended is but patched. Virtue that transgresses is but patched with sin, and sin that amends is but patched with virtue. As there's no true cuckold but calamity, so beauty's a flower. The lady bade take away the fool, therefore I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
Miss Priscian in the highest degree. Lady, cuculis non facit monachum. That's as much to say as I wear not motley in my brain. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, good Madonna.
Make your proof.
I shall have to catechize you for it, Madonna. Good my mouse of virtue, answer me.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I'll bide your proof.
Good Madonna, why mournest thou?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more fool, Madonna, to mourn for your brother's soul being in heaven. Take away the fool, sir.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and shall do till the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity that decays the wise doth ever make the better fool.
Then God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity for the better increasing your folly. Sir Toby will be sworn that I am no fox, but he will not pass his word for 2 pence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him put down the other day with an ordinary fool that hath no more brain than a stone. Look you now, he's out of his guard already. Unless you laugh and minister occasion to him, he is gagged. I protest. I take these wise men that crow at these set kind of fools no better than the fool's zanies.
Oh, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. There's no slander in it, a loud fool, though he do nothing but rail, nor no slander in an man, though he do nothing but reprove.
Now Mercury endue thee with leasing, for thou speakest well of fools.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman, much wishes to speak with you.
From the Count Orsino, is it?
I know not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man, and well attended.
Who of my people hold him in delay?
Sir Toby, madam, your kinsman.
Fetch him off, I pray you. He speaks nothing but madman. Fie on him. Go you, Malvolio. If it be a suit from the Count, tell him I am sick, or not at home. What you will to dismiss it. Now you see, Feste, how your fooling grows old and people dislike it. My mine honor, half drunk. What is he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman.
A gentleman. What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman here. Like these pickle herrings. Now, sot.
Good Sir Toby.
Cousin! How have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery? I defy lechery. There's one at the gate.
Aye, Mary, what is he?
Let him be the devil, and he will. I care not. Give me faith, say I. Well, it's all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. One draught above heat makes him a fool, a second mads him, and a third drowns him.
Go you and fetch the crowner, and have him sit a my cuz. For he's in the 3rd degree of drink, he's drowned. Go, look after him.
He is but mad yet, Madonna, and the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yon young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes upon himself to understand as much and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have a foreknowledge of that too, and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, lady? He's fortified against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so. And he says, he'll stand at your door like a sheriff's post and be the support to a bench, but he'll speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind.
What manner of man?
A very ill manner. He'll speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. As a squash is when 'tis almost a peace god, or a codling when 'tis not yet an apple. 'Tis with him in standing water between boy and man. He is very well favored and speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk were scarce out of him.
Let him approach. Call in my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Get you your veil. Come, throw it o'er your face. We'll once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The honorable lady of the house, which is she?
Speak to me. I shall answer for her. Your will?
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty, I pray you, tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for besides that it is excellently well penned, I have taken great pains to con it.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I have studied, and that is from my part. Good gentle one, give me modest assurance if you be the lady of the house, that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart, and yet by the very fangs of malice, I swear I am not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certain if you are she, you do usurp yourself, for what is yours to bestow is not yours to reserve. But this is from my commission. I will on with my speech in your praise, and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to what is important in it. I forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
Then it is the more like to be feigned. I pray you, keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gates, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. 'Tis not the time of the moon with me to make one in so skipping a dialogue.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies your way.
No, good swabber, I am to hull here a little longer. Some mollification for your giant, sweet lady? Tell me your mind. I am a messenger.
Sure, you must have some hideous matter to deliver when your courtesy of it is so fearful. Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as full of peace as matter.
Yet you begin rudely. What are you? What would you?
The rudeness that hath appeared in me have I learned from my entertainment. What I am and what I would are as secret as maidenhead. To your ears, divinity, to any other's, profanation.
Give us the room alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
In Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom. In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method, in the first of his heart.
Oh, I have read it. It is heresy. Have you nothing else to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from my lord, your lord, to negotiate with my face? We're now out of your text. Yet we will draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir, such a one I was this present. Is't not well done?
Excellently done, if God did all.
'Tis in grain, sir. 'Twill endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. Lady, you are the cruelest alive, if you will lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out diverse schedules of my beauty. I shall have every item labeled according to my will, as item, 2 lips, indifferent red. Item, 2 gray eyes with lids to them. Item, 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see what you are. You are too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Such love could be but recompensed, though you were crowned the nonpareil of beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations! fertile tears with groans that thunder love with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. Yet, I suppose him virtuous, know him noble, a gracious person, but yet I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, with such a suffering, such a deadly life, in your denial I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why? What would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, and call upon my soul within the house. Write loyal cantons of contented love, and sing them loud even in the dead of night. Halloo your name to the reverberate hills, and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out Olivia. Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state as well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more. Unless, perchance, he sends you to me again to tell me how he takes it. Fare you well. I thank you for your pains. Spend this for me.
I am no fee post, lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love make his heart of flint that you shall love, and that your fervor, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state as well. I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, action and spirit do give thee fivefold blazon. Not too fast. Soft, soft. Unless the master were the man. How now? Even so quickly may one catch the plague. Methinks I feel this youth's perfections with an invisible and subtle stealth to creep in at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What ho, Malvolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same peevish messenger, the county's man. He left this ring behind him, would I or not. Tell him I'll none of it. Desire him not to flatter with his lord, nor hold him up with false hopes. I am not for him. If that youth should come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reason for it. Heidi, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I do, I know not what, and fear to find mine eye too great a flatterer for my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be, and be this so.
Will you stay no longer? Nor will you not that I go with you?
By your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me. The malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours, if it were a bad recompense for your love to lay any of it on you.
Let me yet know of you, whither you are bound.
I perceive in you so excellent a touch of modesty that you will not extort from me what I'm willing to keep in. Therefore, it charges me in manners the rather to express myself. You must know of me then, Antonio. My name is Sebastian, which I called Roderigo. My father was that Sebastian of Messalene, whom I know you have heard of. He left behind him myself and a sister, both born in an hour. The heavens had been pleased. When we had so ended. But you, sir, altered that for some hour before you took me from the breach of the sea. Was my sister drowned?
Alas, the day.
A lady, sir, though said she much resembled me, was yet by many accounted beautiful. But though I cannot with such estimable wonder overpower believe that, thus far I will boldly publish her. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She is drowned already, sir, with salt water. Though I seem to drown her remembrance again with more.
Pardon me, sir, your bad entertainment.
Oh, good Antonio, forgive me your trouble.
If you will not murder me for my love, let me be your servant.
If you will not undo what you have done, that is, kill him whom you have recovered, desire it not. Fare you well at once. My bosom is full of kindness, and yet I am so near the manners of my mother that upon the least occasion more, mine eyes will tell tales of me. I am bound to the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
The gentleness of all the gods go with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, else would I very shortly see thee there. But I do adore thee so, that danger shall seem sport, and I will go.
Were not you even now with the Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir, on a moderate pace I have since arrived but hither.
She bade me return this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you are to put your lord into a desperate assurance she will none of him. And one thing more, that you never be so hardy as to return again in his affairs, unless it be to report his taking of this. Receive it so.
She took the ring of me, I'll none of it.
Come, sir, you peevishly threw it to her, and her will is it should be so returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it his that finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me, indeed so much that sure methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak and starts distractedly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring. Why, he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so, as 'tis, poor lady, she were better love a dream. The skies, I see thou art a wickedness, wherein the pregnant enemy does much. How easy is it for the proper false in women's waxen hearts to set their forms? Alas, our frailty is the cause, not we. For such as we are made of, such we be. How will this fetch? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, and she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, Now, alas, the day, with thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe. O time, thou must untangle this, not I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
Approach, Sir Andrew. Not to be abed after midnight is to be up betimes. And dilacolo surgery, as thou knowest.
Nay, my troth, I know not, but I do know to be up late is to be up late.
A false conclusion. I hate it as an unfilled can. To be up after midnight and to go to bed then is early. And so to go to bed after midnight is to go to bed betimes.
Here comes the fool in faith.
How now, my hearts? Did you never see the picture of we three?
Welcome, ass. Now, let's have a catch.
The fool has an excellent voice indeed.
Come on, there is a sixpence for you. Let's have a song.
Would you have a love song or a song of good life?
A love song, a love song.
Aye, aye, a love song, for I know not of good life.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming, that can sing both high and low, sing both high and low. Trip no further, pretty sweeting, journeys end in lovers' meeting, every wise man's son doth know. What is love? 'Tis not hereafter, present mirth hath present laughter, what's to come is still unsure, it is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty, then come kiss me, sweet and 20, youth's a stuff will not endure.
A mellifluous voice indeed, as I am a true knight.
A contagious breath.
Very sweet and contagious indeed.
To hear it by the nose, it is dulcet in its contagion. But shall we rouse the night owl in a catch that will draw 3 souls out of 1 weaver? Shall we do that?
And you love me so? I am a dog at catch.
By your lady, sir, and some dogs will catch well.
Now then, let our catch be thou knave.
Hold thy peace, thou knave, knight. I shall be constrained in it to call thee knave, knight.
'Tis not the first time one has been constrained to call me knave. Come, fool, begin. Begins, hold thy peace.
I shall never begin if I hold my peace.
In faith, begin. Come, hold thy peace.
Andrew! What a caterwauling do you keep here? If my lady hath not called up her steward Malvolio and bid him turn you out of doors, never trust me.
Oh, the 12th day of Christmas, my true love.
Ah, God, peace.
My masters, are you mad? Or what are you? Make ye an ale house of my lady's house, that you squeak out your cosier's catches without any mitigation or remorse of voice? Is there no respect of place, persons, nor time in you?
We did keep time, sir, and our catches snuck up.
Sir Toby, I must be round with you. My lady bade me tell you that, though she harbors you as her kinsman, she's nothing allied to your disorders. If you can separate yourself and your misdemeanors, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it would please you to take leave of her, she is very willing to bid you farewell.
Farewell, dear hearts, since I must needs be gone.
Hey, good Sir Toby.
His eyes do show his days are almost done.
Even so.
But I will never die.
Sir Toby, there you lie.
Shall I bid him go and spare not?
Oh, no, 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 you dare not.
Out of tune, sir, you lie. Malvolio, art thou any more than a steward? Dost thou think, because thou art virtuous, that there shall be no more cakes and ale?
Yes, by Saint Anne, and ginger shall be hot in the mouth too.
Thou art in the right. Go, sir, rub your chain with crumbs. A stip of wine, Maria.
Mistress Mary, if you prized my lady's favor in anything more than contempt, you would not give means to this uncivil rule. She shall know of it by this hand.
Oh, shake your ears.
Where is good a deed to get a man a drinking when he's hungry, than to challenge him to feel, to break promise and make a fool of him?
Do it tonight. I'll write thee a challenge, or I'll deliver thy indignation by word of mouth.
Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the Count's was today with my lady, she is much out of quiet. For Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I do not gull him into a nayword, and make him into a common recreation, do not think I have wit enough to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Possess us, possess us. Tell us something of him.
Marry, sir, he is an affectioned ass, the best persuaded of himself, so crammed, as he thinks, with excellencies, that it is his grounds of faith that all that look on him love him. And on that vice in him will my revenge find notable cause to work.
What wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein he shall find himself most feelingly personated. I can write very much like my lady, your niece. On a forgotten matter, we can hardly make distinction of our hands.
Excellent. I smell a device.
I have it in my nose too.
He will think, by the letters thou wilt drop, that they come from my niece, and that she's in love with him.
My purpose is, indeed, a horse of that color.
And your horse will make an ass of him too.
Ass, I doubt not.
Oh, 'twill be admirable.
Sport royal, I warrant you. I know my physic will work with him. I will plant you two, and let the fool make a third, where he shall find the letter. Observe his construction of it. For this night, to bed, and dream on the event. Farewell.
Good night, Penthesilea.
Before me, she is a good wench.
She's a flower, well bloomed, and one that adores me. What of that?
I was adored once too.
Let's to bed, knight. Thou hadst need send for more money.
If I cannot recover your niece, I am a foul way out.
Send for money, knight. If thou hast her not in the end, call me cut.
If I do not trust me. Take it as you will.
Come, let's go burn some sack. It is too late to go to bed now. Come, knight, come, knight.
Come hither, boy. If ever thou should love, in the sweet pangs of it, remember me. For such as I am, all true lovers are, unstayed and skittish in all motions else, save in the constant image of the creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
Gives a very echo to the seat where love is throned.
Thou doth speak masterly. My life upon it, young though thou art, thine eye hath stayed upon some favor that it loves. Hath it not, boy?
A little, by your favor.
What kind of woman is it?
Of your demeanor.
Oh, she is not worth thee then. What years in faith?
About your years, my lord.
Ugh, too old by heaven. Let the woman take an elder than herself. So wears she to him, so sways she level in her husband's heart. For, boy, however much we do praise ourselves, our desires are more giddy and unfirm, more longing, wavering, sooner lost and worn than women's are.
I think it well, my lord.
Then let thy love be younger than thyself, or thy affection cannot hold the bent. For women are as roses, whose fair flower, being once displayed, doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Alas, that they are so. To die, even when they to perfection grow.
Come, Cesario, give me some music. But that piece of song, that old and antique song we heard last night, methought it did relieve my passion much, more than brisk airs or recollected terms of these most giddy-paced times. Come, but one verse.
Come away, death, and in sad cypress let there be laid. Fly away, breath. I am slain by a fair, cruel maid. My shroud of white stuck all with you. Oh, prepare it. My part of death, no one so true did share it. Not a flower sweet, on my black coffin let there be strown. Not a friend greet my poor corpse where my bones shall be thrown. 1,000 sighs to save, lay me away. Sad true lover, never find my grave to weep there.
Once more, Cesario, get thee to yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her, my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantity of dirty lands, the parts that fortune hath bestowed upon her. Tell her I hold as giddily as fortune, but 'tis that miracle and queen of gems that nature pranks her and attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love you, sir?
I cannot be so answered.
Sooth, but you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, hath for your love as great a pang of heart as you have for Olivia. You cannot love her. You tell her so, must she not then be answered?
There is no woman's sides can bide the beating of so strong a passion as love doth give my heart. No woman's heart so big to hold so much. They lack retention. Alas, their love may be called appetite. No motion of the liver, but the palate that suffers surfeit, cloyment, and revolt. But mine is all hungry as the sea, and can digest as much. Make no compare between that love a woman can bear me, and that which I owe Olivia.
Aye, but I know too well.
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men may owe. In faith, they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter loved a man, as it might be, perhaps, were I a woman, I should your lordship.
And what's her history?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment, like a worm the bud, feed on her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy she sat, like patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was not this love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are more than will, for still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister of her love, my boy?
I am all the daughters of my father's house, and all the brothers too, and yet I know not. Sir, shall I to this lady?
That's the theme. To her in haste. Give her this jewel. Say, my love can give no place, bide no denay.
Come thy ways, Senor Fabian.
Nay, I'll come. If I lose a scruple of this sport, let me be boiled to death with melancholy.
Wouldst thou not be glad to see the rascally sheep-biter come to some notable shame?
I would exult, man. You know, he hath brought me out of favor with my lady about a bear baiting here.
To anger him, we'll have the bear again, and we'll fool him black and blue. And that right, Sir Andrew?
And we do not. It is pity of our lives.
Oh, here comes the little villain.
Get ye all three into the box tree. Malvolio's coming down this walk. He hath been yonder in the sun, practicing behavior to his own shadow this half hour. Observe him, for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Close, in the name of jesting. Lie thou there, for here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
Tis but fortune, all is fortune. Maria once told me she did affect me, and I have heard her come thus near that, should she fancy, it should be one of my demeanor. Besides, she uses me with a more exalted respect than anyone else that follows her. What should I think on it?
Here's an overweening rogue.
Oh, peace. Contemplation makes rare turkey cock him, how he jets under his advanced plumes.
Right, I could so beat the rogue.
Peace, I say.
To be Count Malvolio.
Ah, rogue.
Pistol him! Pistol him!
Peace, peace.
There is example for it. The Lady of Stracking married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Fie on him.
Oh, peace. Now he's deeply in. Look how imagination blows him.
Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state.
Oh, for a stone bow to hit him in the eye.
Calling my officers about me in a branched velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I have left Olivia sleeping.
Fire and brimstone.
Oh, peace, peace.
To have the humor of state in a demure travel of regard, telling my people I know my place as I would they should do theirs, for my kinsman, Toby.
Oh, bolts and shackles.
Oh, peace, peace, peace. Now.
7 of my people with an obedient start make out for him. I frown the while, and perchance wind up watch or play with some rich jewel. Sir Toby approaches, curtsies there to me.
Shall this fellow live?
I extend my hand to him thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard for control.
And does Toby not take you a blow of the lips then?
And say, Sir Toby, the fortunes having cast me upon your niece, give me this prerogative of speech.
What?
You must amend your drunkenness.
Scab.
Nay, patience. We break the sinews of our plot.
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
That's me, I warrant you.
One Sir Andrew.
I knew 'twas I, for many do call me fool.
What employment have we here?
Now is the woodcock near the gin.
Oh, peace, in the spirit of humor, intimate reading aloud to him.
By my life, this is my lady's hand. These be her very C's, her U's, and her T's, and thus makes she her great P's. It is, in contempt of question, her hand.
Her C's, U's, and her T's. Why that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes, her very phrases. By my leave, wax, soft, and this the impressure of her Lucrece with which she uses to seal. 'Tis my lady. To whom should this be?
This wins him, liver and all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move. No man must know. No man must know. What follows? The number's altered. No man must know. If this should be thee, Malvolio.
Marry, hang thee, Brock.
I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucrece knife with bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life.
A fustian riddle.
Excellent wench, say I.
M-O-A-I. Nay, but first, let me see.
What dish of poison has she dressed him?
And with what wing this Daniel checks at it?
I may command where I adore. Why, she may command me. I serve her, she is my lady. This is evident to any formal capacity. There is no obstruction in this. In the end, what should that alphabetical positioning portend? If I could make this resemble something in me, softly, M-O-A-I.
Oh, I make up that he is now at a cold scent.
A Malvolio. Why, that begins my name.
Did not I say he would work it out? The cur is excellent at faults.
But then there is no consonancy in the sequel. That suffers under probation A should follow, but O does.
And O shall end, I hope.
Aye, or I'll cudgel him and make him cry, oh.
And then I comes behind.
Aye, and you had any eye behind you, you might find more detraction at your heels than fortunes before you.
M-O-A-I. The simulation is not as the former. And yet, to crush this a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Oh, soft, here follows prose. If this falls into thy hands, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Be opposite with the kinsmen, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings, and who wished to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say, remember. Go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not yet worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, she that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Daylight and champagne discovers not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point devised the very man. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this. My lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late, and did praise my leg being cross-gartered, and in this she manifests herself to my love, and with the kind of injunction drives me to these habits of her liking. I thank my stars, I am happy. I will be strange, stout, in yellow stockings, and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised. Oh, here is yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainest in my love, let it appear in thy smiling. Thy smiles become thee well. Therefore, in my presence, still smile, dear my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that thou wilt have me.
I will not give my part of the sport for a pension of thousands to be paid from the Sophy.
I could marry this wench for this device.
So could I too.
And ask no other dowry but such another jest.
Nor I neither.
Here comes my noble goal catcher.
Wilt thou set thy foot on my neck?
Or on mine either.
Why, thou hast put him in such a dream that when the image of it leaves him, he must run mad.
Hey, but say true, does it work upon him?
Like aquavitae with a midwife.
If you will then see the fruits of the sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her wearing yellow stockings, and 'tis a color she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests. and he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable to her disposition, being addicted to a melancholy as she is, that it cannot but make him a notable contempt. If you will see it, follow me.
To the gates of Tartar, thou most excellent devil of wit.
And I will make one too.
Save thee, friend, in thy music. Dost thou live by thy tabor?
No, sir, I live by the church.
Art thou a churchman?
No such matter, sir. I do live by the church, for I do live in my house, and my house doth stand by the church.
So thou mayst say, the king lies by the beggar, if the beggar dwell near him, or the church stands by thy tabor, if thy tabor stand by the church.
You have said, sir. To see this age, a sentence is but a cheverel glove to a good wit. How quickly the wrong side may be turned outward.
Nay, that's certain. They that dally nicely with words may quickly make them wanton.
But indeed, words are very rascals since bonds disgraced them.
Thy reason, man?
Broth, sir, I can yield you none without words, and words are grown so false I am loath to prove reason with them.
I warned thou wert a merry fellow and carest for nothing.
Not so, sir. I do care for something, but in my conscience, sir, I do not care for you. If that be to care for nothing, sir, it would make you invisible.
Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
No, indeed. The Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool, sir, till she be married. And fools are like husbands as pilchards are to herrings. The husband's the bigger. I am indeed not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
Nay, thou pass upon me. I'll no more with thee. Hold, there's expenses for thee.
And now Jove, in his next commodity of hair, send thee a beard.
By my troth, I'll tell thee, I am almost sick for one, though I would not have it grow on my chin. Is thy lady within?
My lady is within, sir. I will construe to her whence you come. Who you are and what you would are out of my welkin. I might say element, but the word is overworn.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe their mood on whom he jests, the quality of persons and the time, and like a haggard, check at every feather that comes before his eye. This is a practice as full of labor as a wise man's art, for folly that he wisely shows is fit, but wise men, folly fallen, quite taint their wit.
Save you, gentlemen.
And you, sir?
Deus vos garde, monsieur.
Et vous aussi, votre serviteur.
I hope, sir, you are, and I am yours.
Will you encounter the house? My niece is desirous that you should see her, if your trade be to her.
I am bound to your niece, sir. She is the list of my voyage.
Taste your legs, then put them to motion.
My legs do better understand me, sir, than I understand what you mean by bidding me taste my legs.
I mean, to go, sir. To enter?
I will answer you with gate and entrance, but we are prevented. Most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens rain odors on you.
This runs a rare courtier. Rain odors as well.
My matter hath no voice but to your own most pregnant and vouchsafed ear.
Odors, pregnant, voucher-fed, I'll have them all three ready.
Let the garden door be shut, and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never merry world since lowly feigning was called compliment. Your servant to the Count Orsino, youth.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts, would they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
By your leave, I pray you, I bade you, never speak again of him to me. But were you to undertake another suit, I had rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady,
give me leave, I beseech you. I did send a ring in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me, you. Have you not set mine honor at the stake and baited it with all the unmuzzled thoughts that tyrannous heart can think? One of your receiving enough is shown. A cypress, not a bosom, hideth my heart. So, let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That's a degree to love.
No, not a grise, for 'tis a vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies.
Why, then methinks 'tis time to smile again. Oh world, how apt the poor are to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much the better to fall before the lion than the wolf. Be not afraid, good youth. I will not have you. And yet, when wit and youth is come to harvest, your wife is alike to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho. Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me.
Stay, I prithee. Tell me what thou thinkest of me.
But you do think you are not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then think you right. I am not what I am.
I would you were, as I would have you be.
Would that be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
What a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lips. A murderous guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of the spring, by maidhood, honor, truth, and everything, I love thee so, that maugre all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reasons from this cause, for that I woo, thou therefore hast no cause, but reason thus with reason fetter. Love sought is good, but given unsought better.
By my innocence, I swear, and by my youth, I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman, nor never none, shall mistress be of it, save I alone. And so adieu, good madam. Never more will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yet, come again, for thou mayst move that heart, which now abhors, to like his love.
No, Faith, I'll stay not a jot longer.
Thy reason, dear Venom, give me thy reason.
Mary, your niece have given the Count's serving man more favors than she ever bestowed upon me.
And did she see thee the while, old boy? Tell me that.
As clearly as I can see you now.
This was a great argument of love in her towards you.
Slight, will you make an ass of me?
Nay, I'll prove it legitimate, sir. upon the oaths of judgment and reason. She did show favor to the youth in your eyes only to exasperate you, to awake your dormouse valor, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should have then accosted her, and with some excellent jests, fire new from the mint, you should have banged the youth into silence. This was looked for at your hand, and this was balked, the double guiltless opportunity you let time wash off. And you are now sailed into the north of my lady's opinion, where you will hang like an icicle upon a Dutchman's beard, unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt of either valor or policy.
Can't be so with valor it must be, for policy I hate.
Why, then build me your fortunes upon the basis of valor. Challenge me, the Count's youth, to fight with him. Hurt him in 11 places, my niece will take note of it. And assure thyself, there is no love broker in the world can more prevail in man's commendation with woman than report of valor.
There is no way but this, Sir Andrew.
Will either of you bear me a challenge to him?
Go. Write it in a martial hand, be cursed and brief. It is no matter how witty, so it be eloquent and fun of invention. Taunt him with a license of ink. Set him down. Go. About it. Let there be gall enough in thy ink, though thou write with a goose pen. It is no matter. About it. Go.
This is a dear mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
Oh, I have been dear to him, lad. 2,000 strong or so.
We shall have a rare letter from him, but he'll not deliver it.
Never trust me then. By all means, stir on the youth to an answer. I think that oxen and wain ropes cannot hail the two of them together. For Andrew, if he were opened, and you find so much blood in his liver as will clog the foot of a flea, I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
In his opposite, the youth, there is in his visage no great presage of cruelty.
Oh, look where the youngest friend of 9 comes.
If you desire the spleen, and will laugh yourself into stitches, follow me. Yon Gull Malvolio has turned heathen, a very renegado. He's in yellow stockings.
We will now take a break for a 10-minute intermission. We will be coming back for the second half of this show at 9:10 p.m.
I would not by my will have troubled you, but since you make your pleasure of your pains, I will no further chide you.
I could not stay behind you. My desires, more sharp than filed steel, did spur me forth, and not all love to see you, though so much as might have drawn one to a longer voyage, but jealousy what might befall your travels, being skilless in these parts, which to a willing stranger, unguided and unfriended, often prove rough and unhospitable. My willing love, the rather than these arguments of fear, set forth in your pursuit.
I can no answer make but thanks, and thanks are shuffled off with such uncurrent pay. But where my worth is as my conscience firm, you should find better dealing. What's to do? Shall we go see the relics of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best first go see your lodging.
I am not weary, and 'tis long tonight. Come, let us see the things of fame that do renown this city.
Would you pardon me, sir? I do not without danger walk these streets. Once, in a sea fight against the Count, his galleys, I did some service. Of such note indeed that, were I taken here, it would scarce be answered.
Belike you slew great number of his people?
The offense was not of such a bloody nature, albeit the quality of the time and quarrel might well have given us bloody argument. It might have since been answered in the repaying of what we took for them, which, for traffic's sake, most of our city did. Only myself stood out, for which, if I be lapsed in these parts, I shall pay dear.
You must not then walk too open.
It doth not fit me. Hold, sir, here's my purse. In the south suburbs at the Elephant is best to lodge. I will bespeak our diet, whilst you beguiles the time and feed your knowledge on the viewing of the town. There you shall have me.
Why are your purse?
Haply your eye may light upon some toy you have desire to purchase, and your stores, I think, is not for idle markets, sir.
I'll be your purse bearer then, and meet you in an hour.
To the Elephant.
I do remember.
I have sent for him. He says he'll come. Where is Malvolio?
He is coming, madam, though in a very strange manner. He is, sure, possessed, madam.
Why? What's the matter? Does he rave?
Nay, madam, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you if he come, for, sure, the man is tainted in his wits.
Call him hither. I am as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal be. How now, Malvolio?
Sweet lady, ho ho!
Smilest thou? I sent for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady. I could be sad. This does create some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering. But if it please the eye of one, it is with me as the very true sonnet is, please one and please all.
Why, how dost thou, man? What's the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my legs. It did come to his hands, and commands shall be executed. I think we do know the sweet Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed? Aye, sweetheart, and I'll come to thee.
God comfort thee. Why dost thou smile so and kiss thy hand so oft?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request. Yes, nightingales answer daws.
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well writ.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great. Some achieve greatness.
What sayest thou?
And some have greatness thrust upon them.
Heaven restore thee.
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings,
Thy yellow stockings.
and who wished to see thee ever cross-gartered.
Cross-gartered.
Go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so.
Am I made?
If not, let me see thee a steward still.
This is a very midsummer madness.
Madam, the young gentleman of Count Orsino's is returned. I could hardly entreat him back. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where is Sir Toby? Let some of my people have a special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for the half of my dowry.
Oh, do you come near me now? No worse man than Sir Toby to look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to that in the letter. Cast thy humble swoon, says she, be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants, let thy tongue tang arguments of state, put thyself into the trick of singularity, and consequently sets down the manner, how as a sad face, a reverend carriage, a slow tongue, a habit of some sort of note, and so forth. I have limed her, but it is Jove's doing, and Jove make me thankful. And when she went away now, let this fellow be looked to. Fellow, not Malvolio, nor after my degree, but fellow. Why, everything adheres together, that no dram of a scruple, no scruple of a scruple, no obstacle, no incredulous or unsafe circumstance. What is to be said? Nothing that can be can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes. Well, Jove, not I, is the doer of this, and he is to be thanked.
Here he is. Here he is. How is it with you, sir? How is it with you, man?
Go off, I discard you. Let me enjoy my private. Go off.
Oh, how hollow the fiend speaks within him! Did I not tell you? Sir Toby, my lady prays you to have a care of him.
Ha, does she so?
Go to. Peace. Peace. We must deal gently with him. Let me alone. How do you, Malvolio? How is it with you? What, man? Defy the devil. Consider he's an enemy to mankind.
Do you know what you say?
Lie you, and you speak ill of the devil, how he takes it to heart. Pray God he be not bewitched.
Carry his water to the wise woman.
Marry, and it shall be done tomorrow morning, if I live. My lady would not lose him for more than I care to say.
How now, mistress?
Oh, Lord!
Prithee, hold thy peace. This is not the way. Do you not see how you move him? Let me alone with him.
No way but gentleness. Gently. The fiend is rough and will not be roughly used.
Why, how now, my barcock? How dost thou chuck?
Sir!
Aye, Biddy, come with me. What, man? 'Tis not for gravity to play at cherry pit with Satan. Hang him, foul gullier.
Get him to say his prayers, good Sir Toby. Get him to pray.
My prayers, Minx?
No! I warrant you, he will not hear of godliness.
Go hang yourselves all. You are idle, shallow beings. I am not of your element. You shall know more hereafter.
Is it possible?
If this were played upon a stage now, I could condemn it as improbable fiction.
His very genius had taken the infection of the device man.
Nay, but pursue him now, lest the device take air and taint.
Why, we shall make him mad indeed.
The house will be the quieter.
Come, we'll have him in a dark room and bound. My niece is already of the belief that he is mad. We may carry it thus, for our pleasure and his penance, till our very pastime, tired and out of breath, prompt us to have mercy on him. At which time we will bring the device to the bar and crown thee for a finder of madmen. But see.
More matter for a May morning.
Here's the challenge, I warrant you. Read it. There's vinegar and pepper in it.
Is it so saucy?
Aye, is it? I warrant him, but do read.
Give me. Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good, and valiant.
Wonder not, nor admire not in thy mind why I do call thee so, for I will show thee no reason for it.
A good note. That keeps you from the blow of the law.
I shall waylay thee going home, or if it be thy chance to kill me.
Good.
Thou killest me like a rogue and a villain.
Still you keep o' the windy side of the law. Good.
Fare thee well, and may God have mercy upon one of our souls. He may have mercy upon mine, but my hope is better, and so look to thyself. Thy friend, as thou usest him, and thy sworn enemy, Sir Andrew Cheek. If this letter moves him not, his legs cannot, I'll give it him.
May have some very fine occasion for it. He is now in some commerce with my lady, and will by and by depart.
Go, Sir Andrew, scout me for him a corner of the orchard like a bum bailey. So soon as ever thou seest him, draw, and as thou drawest, swear horrible. For it comes to pass oft that a terrible oath with a swaggering accent sharply twanged off gives manhood more approbation than ever proof itself would have earned him. Away.
Nay, let me alone for swearing.
Now, will not I deliver this letter? The behavior of the young gentleman gives him up to be of good capacity in breeding. His employment between his lord and my niece confirms no less. So this letter, being so excellently ignorant, will breed no terror in the youth. You'll find it comes from a clodpole. But sir, I will deliver his challenge by word of mouth. Set upon Aguecheek a most notable report of valor. Drive the gentleman, as I know his youth will aptly receive it, into a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This will so fright them both that they will kill each other on the look, like cockatrices.
I have said too much unto a heart of stone, and laid my honor to one cherry out. There's something in me that reproves my fault, but such a headstrong, potent fault it is that it but mocks reproof.
The same behavior that your passion bears goes on my master's grief.
Here, wear this jewel for me. 'Tis my picture. Refuse it not. It hath no tongue to vex you. And I beseech you, come again tomorrow. What shall you ask of me that I'll deny, that honor saved may upon asking give?
Nothing but this, your true love for my master.
How with mine honor may I give him that which I have already given to you?
I will acquit you.
Well, come again tomorrow. Fare thee well. A fiend like thee might bear my soul to hell.
Gentlemen, God save thee.
And you, sir?
What defense thou hast, betake thee to it. Of what natures the wrongs are thou hast done him, I know not. But thy interceptor, full of despite, bloody as the hunter, attends thee at the orchard end. Dismount thy tuck, be in thy preparation, for thy assailant is quick, skillful, and deadly.
You mistake, sir. I am sure no man hath any quarrel to me. My remembrance is very free and clear from any image of offense done to any man.
You'll find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you to your guard. Your opposite hath in him what skill, strength, youth, and fury can furnish a man withal.
Pray you, sir, what is he?
He is a knight, dubbed with unhatched rapier and on carpet consideration. But he is a devil in private brawl. Souls and bodies he hath divorced 3, and his incensement at the moment is so implacable that satisfaction can be none but by pangs of death.
I will return again into the house and desire some conduct of the lady. I am no fighter. I have heard of some kind of men that put quarrels on others to taste their valor. Perhaps this is a man of that quirk.
Sir, no. His indignation derives itself out of a very competent injury. Therefore, get you on and give him his desire. Back you shall not to the house, unless you undertake that with me, which with as much safety you might answer him. Therefore, on, or strip your sword stark naked. For metal you must, that's certain, or forswear to wear iron about you.
This is as uncivil as strange. I beseech you, do me the courteous office as to know of the knight what my offense to him is. It is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
I will do so. Fabian, stay you by this gentleman till my return.
I pray you, sir, do you know of this matter?
I know the knight is incensed against you, even to a mortal arbitrament, but nothing in the circumstance more.
I beseech you, what manner of man is he?
Nothing of that wonderful promise to read him by his form, as you like to find him in proof of his valor, the most skillful, bloody, in fatal opposite that you could have found in any part of Illyria. Will you walk towards him? I will make your peace with him if I can.
I'll be much bound to you for it. I am one that had rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care not who knows so much of my mettle.
Why, man, he's a very devil. I have not seen such a virago. Why, I had a pass with him, rapier, scabbard and all, and he gives me the stuck-in with such a mortal motion that it is inevitable. And on the answer, he pays you as surely as your feet hit the ground that they step on. They say he has been a fencer to the Sophie.
Pox on it. I'll meddle not with him.
Aye, but he will not now be pacified. Fabian can scarce hold him yonder.
Plague on it. I never thought he'd been valiant and so cunning in fence. I'll have him damned that I challenged him in field. Let him let the matter slip, and I'll give him my horse.
I'll make the offer. Stand here, make a good show on it. This will end without the perdition of souls. Mary, I'll ride your horse as well as I ride you. Fabian, I have his horse to take up the quarrel. I have persuaded him to use the devil.
He is as horribly conceited of him and pants and looks pale as if a bear were at his heels.
There's no remedy, Cesario. He will, for his honor's sake, fight with you. But, Mary, he has better bethought him of his quarrel, and now finds it to be scarce worth talking of. Therefore, draw in the supportance of his vow. He protests that he will not hurt you.
Pray God defend me. What little thing would make me tell them how much I lack of a man?
Give ground if you see him furious.
Sir Andrew, there's no remedy. The gentleman will, for his honor's sake, have one bout with you. He cannot by the duello avoid it. But he has promised me, as he is a gentleman and a soldier, that he will not hurt you.
Pray God he'd keep his oath.
I do assure you, 'tis against my will.
Put up your sword. If this young gentleman hath done offense, I take the fault on me. If you offend him, I for him defy you.
You, sir, why? What are you?
One, sir, that for his love dares yet do more than you have heard him brag to you he will.
Nay, if you be an undertaker, then I am for you.
Oh, good Sir Toby, hold. Here come the officer Valentine.
I'll be with you anon.
Pray, sir, put up your sword if you please.
Mary, will I, sir? I'll keep my promise. I'll keep my word. And that I did, he reigns easily and will bear you well.
Antonio, I arrest thee at the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me, sir.
No, sir, no jot. I know your favor well, though now you have no sea cap on your head. You know I know you well. Come away.
I must obey. This comes with seeking you, Sebastian, but there is no remedy. I'll answer it. What will you do now that my necessity makes me ask you for my purse? It grieves me much more for what I cannot do for you than what befalls myself. You stand amazed, but be of comfort.
Come, sir, away.
I must entreat of you of some of that money.
What money, sir? For the kindnesses you have showed me here, and in part being prompted by your present trouble, out of my lean and low ability, I'll lend you something. My having is not much. I'll make divide of my present with you. Hold, there's half my coffer.
Will you deny me now? Is it possible my deserts to you can lack persuasion? Do not tempt my misery, lest it make me so unsound a man as to upbraid you with those kindnesses that I have done to you.
I know of none, nor know I you by voice or any feature. I hate ingratitude more in a man than lying, vainness, babbling, drunkenness, or any tainted vice whose strong corruption inhabits our frail blood.
Oh, heavens themselves!
Come, sir, I pray you, go.
Let me speak a little. This young gentleman that you see here, I snatched one half out of the jaws of death. relieved him with such sanctity of love, and to his image, which methought did promise most venerable worth, did I devotion.
What's that to me? The time goes by. Away.
Oh, how vile and idle proves this God! Thou hast, Sebastian, done good features shame. In nature there's no blemish but the mind. None can be called deformed but the unkind. Virtue is beauty, and the beauteous evil are empty trunks overflourished with the devil.
Sir, you grow mad. Away with you. Come, come, sir.
Lead me on.
Methinks his words do from such passion fly that he believes himself. So do not I. Prove true, imagination, oh, prove true, that I, dear brother, be now ta'en for you.
Come hither, knight. Come hither, Fabian. We'll whisper o'er a couplet of two, or most sage saws.
He named Sebastian. I my brother know, yet living in my glass, even such and so. In favor was my brother, and he went in such fashion, color, and ornament. For him I imitate. Oh, if it prove, tempests are kind, and salt leaves fresh in love.
A very dishonest, paltry boy, more coward than a hare. His dishonesty appears in leaving his friend here in necessity and denying him. As for his cowardship, ask Fabian.
Coward, a most devout coward, religious in it.
Slid, I'll after the rogue and beat him.
Do cuff him soundly, but never draw thy sword.
And I do not.
Come, let's to the event.
I dare lend any money, 'twill be nothing yet.
Will you make me believe that I am not sent for you?
Go to, thou art a foolish fellow. Let me be clear of thee.
Well held out, in faith. No, I do not know you, nor I am not sent to you by my lady to bid you come and speak with her, nor your name is not Master Cesario, nor this is not my nose neither. Nothing that is so is so.
I prithee, fool, vent thy folly somewhere else. Thou knowest not me.
Vent my folly. He has heard that word of some great man and now applies it to a fool. Vent my folly. I am afraid this great lubber the world will prove a cockney. I prithee now, sir, ungird thy strangeness and tell me what I shall vent to my lady. Shall I vent to her that thou art coming?
I prithee, fool, depart from me. There is money for thee. If you tarry longer, I'll give you worse payment.
By my troth, thou hast an open hand. These wise men that give fools money get themselves a good report after 14 years' purchase.
How now, sir? Have I met you again? And there's for you.
Why, there's for thee, and there. Are all the people mad?
Hold, sir, I'll throw your dagger o'er the house.
This will I tell my lady straight. I would not be in some of your coats for 2 pence.
Come on, sir, hold.
Nay, leave him be. I'll have another way about him. We'll have a charge of battery against him, and if there be any law in Illyria, though I struck him first, but it's no matter for that.
Let go thy hand.
Come, sir, I will not let you go. Come, my young soldier, put up your iron. You are well fleshed. Come on.
I will be free from thee. What wouldst thou now? If thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
What? Nay, then I must have an ounce or two of this malapert blood from you.
Hold, Toby! On thy life I charge thee. Hold!
Madam!
Will it be ever thus, ungracious wretch, fit for the mountains and the barbarous caves where manners ne'er were preached? Out of my sight! Be not offended, dear Cesario. Broodsby, be gone. I prithee, gentle friend, let thy wisdom, not thy passion, sway in this uncivil and unjust extent against thy peace. Go with me now to my house, and hear thou there how many fruitless pranks this ruffian hath botched up, that thou thereby mayest smile at this. Thou shalt not choose but go, do not deny. 'Tis shrew his soul for me. He started one poor heart of mine in thee.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream? Or I am mad, or else this is a dream. Let fancy still my sense and lead thee steep. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come, I prithee. Would thou wouldst be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Oh, say so, and so be.
Nay, I prithee, make him believe that thou art Sir Topaz, the curate. Do it quickly. I'll call Sir Toby the whilst.
Jove bless thee, Master Parson.
Buenos dias, Sir Toby. For as the wise old hermit of Prague once said very wittily to a niece of King Gorboduc, that is. So I, being Master Parson, am Master Parson, for what is that but that, and is but is?
To him, Sir Topaz.
What ho, I say, peace in this prison.
Knave counterfeits well. Good knave.
Paul's there.
Sir Topaz the curate, who comes to visit Malvolio the lunatic.
Sir Topaz. Sir Topaz. Good Sir Topaz, go to my lady.
Out, hyperbolical fiend! How vexest thou this one? Talkest thou of nothing but ladies?
Well said, Master Parson.
Good Sir Topaz, there was never one thus wronged. I am not mad, Sir Topaz. They have laid me here in hideous darkness.
Hi, thou dishonest Satan! I call thee by the most modest terms, for I am one of those gentle ones that will use the devil himself with courtesy. Sayest thou that the house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topaz.
Why, it hath bay windows, transparent as barricadoes, and the clear stores toward the south-north are as lustrous as ebony, and yet complainest thou of obstruction?
I am not mad, Sir Topaz. I say to you, this house is dark.
Madman, thou errest! I say there is no darkness but ignorance.
I say this house is as dark as ignorance, though ignorance were as dark as hell. And I say there was never one thus abused. I am as well in my wits, Sir Topaz, as you are. Make the trial of it in any constant question.
What is the opinion of Pythagoras concerning wild fowl?
That the soul of a grandam might haply inhabit a bird.
And what thinkest thou of his opinion?
I think nobly of the soul, and no way approve his opinion.
Fare thee well. Remain thou still in darkness. Thou shalt hold the opinion of Pythagoras ere I shall allow of thy wits, and fear to kill a woodcock, lest thou dispossess the soul of thy grandam. Fare thee well.
Sir Topaz. Sir Topaz!
My most exquisite Sir Topaz.
Nay, I am for all waters.
Thou mightest have done this without thy beard and thy gown. He sees thee not.
To him in thine own voice. Bring me word how thou findest him. I would we were well rid of this knavery. If he may be conveniently delivered, then I would he were. For I am so far now in offense with my niece that I cannot continue with any safety this sport to the upshot. Come by and by to my chambers.
Hey, Robin, jolly Robin, tell me how thy lady does.
Fool.
My lady is unkind, perdie.
Fool.
Alas, why is she so?
Fool, I say.
She loves another. Who calls, huh?
Good fool, as ever thou wilt do well at my hand, help me to a candle, a pen, ink, and paper. As I am a gentleman, I will live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvolio?
Aye, good fool.
Alas, sir, how fell you besides your 5 wits?
Fool, there was never one thus wronged. I am as well in my wits, fool, as thou art.
But as well. Then you be mad indeed if you be no better in your wits than a fool.
They have here propertied me, keep me in darkness, send ministers to me, asses, and do all they can to face me out of my wits.
Advise you what you say, sir. The minister is here. Malvolio, Malvolio, thy wits the heavens restore. Endeavor thyself to sleep and leave thy vain bibble babble.
Sir Topaz.
Maintain no words with him, good fellow. Who, I, sir? Not I, sir. God be with you, good Sir Topaz. Marry, amen. I will, sir, I will.
Fool, 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 I say.
Alas, sir, be patient. What say you, sir? I am shent for speaking to you.
Good fool, help me to some light, ink, and paper, and convey what I will set down to my lady. It shall advantage thee more than ever the bearing of letter did.
I will help you to it. But tell me true, are you not mad indeed, or do you but counterfeit?
Believe me, I am not. I tell thee true.
Nay, I'll ne'er believe a madman till I see his brains. I will fetch you light and paper and ink.
Oh, fool, I'll requite it in the highest degree. I prithee, be gone.
I am gone, sir, and anon, sir, I'll be with you again. In a trice, like to the old vice, your need to sustain. Who with dagger of lath, in his rage and his wrath, cries aha to the devil, Like a mad lad, pare thy nails, dad. Adieu, good men devil.
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me, I do feel't and see it. And though 'tis wonder that enwraps me thus, yet 'tis not madness. Where's Antonio then? I did seek him at the Elephant, and there I found his credit, that he did range the town to seek me out. His counsel might do me golden service. For though my soul disputes well with my sense, that this may be some error, but no madness. So far does this accident and flood of fortune exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust mine eyes and wrangle with my reason that persuades me to any other trust. But that I am mad, or else the lady's mad. Yet, if 'twere so, she could not sway her house, command her followers, take and give back affairs and their dispatch with such a smooth, discreet, and stable bearing as I perceive she does. There's something in it that is deceivable. But here the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine. If you mean well, now go with me, and with this holy man into the chantry by. There, before him, and underneath that consecrated roof, plight me the full assurance of your faith, that my most jealous and too doubtful soul may live at peace. He shall conceal it, whiles you are willing it shall come to note, what time we will our celebrations keep according to my birth. What do you say?
I'll follow this good man and go with you. And having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Then lead the way, good father, and heaven so shine that they may fairly note this act of mine.
Here comes the man, sir, that did rescue me.
That face of his I do remember well. Yet when last I saw it, it was besmeared in the smoke of war.
Orsino, this is that Antonio that took the phoenix and her fraught from Candy, and this is he that did the tiger board when your young nephew Titus lost his leg. Here in the streets, desperate of shame and state, in private brabble did we apprehend him.
He did me kindness, sir, drew on my side, but in conclusion put strange speech upon me. I know not what 'twas, but distraction.
Notable pirate, thou saltwater thief, what foolish boldness brought thee to their mercies, whom thou, in terms so bloody and so dear, hast made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased I shake off these names you give me. Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess on basin ground enough. Orsino's enemy, a witchcraft, drew me hither. That most ingrateful boy there by your side, from the rude seas enraged and foamy mouth did I redeem. A wreck past hope he was. His life I gave him, and did thereto add my love, without retention or restraint, all his in dedication. For his sake did I expose myself, pure for his love, into the dangers of this adverse town, drew to defend him when he was beset, where, being apprehended, his false cunning taught him to face me out of his acquaintance, and grew a 20 years removed thing while one would wink, denied me mine own purse, which I had recommended to his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord, and for 3 months before. No interim, not a minute's vacancy. Both day and night did we keep company.
Here comes the Countess. Now, heaven walks on earth. But for thee, fellow, thy words are madness. For 3 months this youth hath tended upon me. But more of that anon. Take him aside.
What would my lord, but that he may not have, wherein Olivia may seem serviceable? Cesario, you do not keep promise with me.
Madam?
Gracious Olivia.
Cesario. Good my lord.
My lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
If it be aught to the old tune, my lord, it is as fat and fulsome to mine ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel?
Still so constant, lord.
What, to perverseness, you uncivil lady, to whose ingrate and inauspicious altars my soul the faithfulest offerings have brought, since ere devotion tendered? Ah, what shall I do?
Even what it please, my lord, that shall become him.
And why should I not? Had I the heart to do it, kill what I love? But hear me this, since you to non-regardance cast my faith, and that I partly know the instrument that screws me from my true place in your favor, live you the marble-breasted tyrant still. But this your minion, whom I know you love, and whom, by heaven, I swear I tendered dearly, him will I tear out of that cruel eye where he sits crowned in his master's spite. Come, boy, with me.
Where goes Cesario?
After him I love, more than I love these eyes, more than my life, more by all mores than e'er I shall love wife. If I do feign, you witnesses above, punish my life for tainting of my love.
I me, detested. How I am beguiled.
Who does beguile you? Who does do you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Is it so long? Call forth the Holy Father.
Come away, Cesario.
Whither, my lord? Cesario. Husband. Stay.
Husband?
Aye. Husband. Can he that deny?
Her husband, sirrah?
No, my lord, not I.
Alas, it is the baseness of thy fear that makes thee strangle thee propriety. Fear not, Cesario. Take thy fortunes up. Be that thou knowest thou art, and then thou art as great as that thou fearst. Oh, welcome, Father. Father, I charge thee, by thy reverence, here to unfold what thou dost know hath newly passed between this youth and me.
Contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by mutual joinder of your hands, attested by the holy close of lips, strengthened by interchangement of your rings, and all the ceremony of this compact sealed in my function by my testimony.
Oh, thou dissembling cub! Farewell, and take her, but direct thy feet where thou and I henceforth may never meet.
My lord, I do protest.
Oh, do not swear. Have little faith, though thou hast too much fear.
For the love of God, a surgeon, send one to Sir Toby halting.
What's the matter?
He hath cut me across the head and given Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb. For the love of God, help. I wish for 40 pence I were at home.
Who has done this, Sir Andrew?
The Count's serving man, one Cesario. We thought him to be a coward, but he's the very devil Cardinate.
My gentleman? Cesario?
God's lifelings. There he is. You broke my head for nothing. And that I did it on Sir Toby's orders.
Why do you speak to me? I never hurt you. You drew your sword upon me without cause, but I bespoke you fair and hurt you not.
Bloody coxcomb be hurt. You have hurt me. I think you said nothing by a bloody coxcomb. Here comes Sir Toby halting. You'll hear more about this. Had he not been so in drink, he would have tickled you out of the gates than he did.
Oh no, gentlemen, how is it with you?
Oh, he's drunk, Sir Toby. An hour agone. His eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
Then he's a rogue. And Passy measures panin. I hate a drunken rogue.
Away with him. Who hath made this havoc with them?
Sir Toby, let me help you. We'll be dressed together.
Will you help? An ass head and a coxcomb and a knave, a thin-faced knave, a gull.
Let him to bed and let his hurt be looked to.
I am sorry, madam. I have hurt your kinsman, but had it been the brother of my blood, I would have done no less with wit and safety. You cast a strange regard upon me, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you. Therefore, pardon me even for the vows we made each other but so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, and two persons. Natural perspective that is and is not.
Antonio, oh my dear Antonio, how have the hours racked and tortured me since I have lost thee.
Sebastian, are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonio?
How have you made division of yourself? An apple cleft in two is not more twin than these two creatures. Which is Sebastian?
Do I stand there? I never had a brother, nor is there that deity in my nature of being here and everywhere. I had a sister whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of charity, what kin are you to me? What name? What country? What parentage?
Of Messalene. Sebastian was my father. Such a Sebastian was my brother too. So went he suited to his watery tomb. If spirits can assume both form and suit, you come to fright us.
A spirit I am indeed, but am in that dimension grossly clad, which from the womb I did participate. Were you a woman, as the rest goes even, I should my tears let fall upon your cheek and cry, thrice welcome, drowned Viola. As for you, you have been mistook, but nature to her bias drew in that. You would have been contracted to a maid, but by my life, you were not deceived. You're betrothed both to a maid and a man.
Be not amazed, right noble is his blood. If this be so, as yet the glass seems true, I shall have share in this most happy wreck. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times thou never shouldest love woman like to me.
And All those sayings will I overswear, and those swearings keep as true in soul as doth that orbed continent the fire that severs day from night.
Give me thy hand.
How does Malvolio, sirrah?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub at the staves' end as well as any man in his case may do. He has here writ a letter to you. I should have given it to you today morning, but as madmen's epistles are no gospel, so it skills not much when they are delivered.
Open it and read it.
By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it. Though you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induced me to the semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not but to do myself much right, nor you much shame. Think of me as you please. I leave my duty a little unthought of and speak out of my injury. The madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
The savor's not much of distraction.
See him brought here. Let him come. My lord, so please you, these things further thought on, to think me as well a sister as a wife. One day shall crown the alliance on it, so please you, here at my house and at my proper cost.
Madam, I am most apt to embrace your offer. Cesario, Viola, your master quits you, and for your service done him, so much against the mettle of your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding, and since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall henceforth be your master's mistress.
A sister, you are she.
Is this the madman?
Aye, my lord, the same. How now, Malvolio?
Madam, you have done me wrong, notorious wrong.
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady, you have. Pray you, peruse that letter. You cannot now deny it is your hand. Write from it, if you can, in hand or phrase, or say 'tis not your seal, nor 'tis your invention. You can say none of this. Tell me then, in the modesty of honor, why you have given me such clear lights of favor, bade me come to you smiling and cross-gartered, to put on yellow stockings and to frown upon Sir Toby and the lighter people, and acting this in an obedient hope, why you have suffered me to be imprisoned, kept in a dark house, visited by the priest, and made the most notorious geck and gull that e'er invention played on? Tell me why.
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing. Though I confess much like the character, but out of question, 'tis Mariah's hand. And now I do bethink me, it was she first told me thou wast mad, then camest in smiling and in such forms which were presupposed upon thee in the letter. Prithee, be content. This practice hath most shrewdly passed upon thee. But when we know the grounds and authors of it, thou shalt be both the plaintiff and the judge of thine own cause.
Good madam, hear me speak, and let no quarrel, no brawl to come taint the condition of this present hour, which I have wondered at. In hope it shall not, most freely I confess myself and Sir Toby set this device against Malvolio here, upon some rather stubborn and uncourteous parts we had conceived against him. Mariah writ the letter at Sir Toby's great importance, in recompense whereof he hath married her. how with a sportful malice it was followed may rather pluck on laughter than revenge, if that the injuries be justly weighed, that have on both sides passed.
Alas, poor fool, how they have baffled thee.
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. I was one, sir, in this interlude, one Sir Topaz, sir. But that's all one. By the Lord, fool, I am not mad. But do you remember, madam, why laugh you at such a barren rascal, and you smile not? He's gagged. And so the whirligig of time brings in his revenges.
I'll be revenged on the whole pack of you.
He hath been most notoriously abused.
Pursue him and entreat him to a peace. He hath not told us of the captain yet. When that is known and golden time convents, a solemn combination shall be made of our dear souls. Till that moment, sweet sister, we will not part from hence. Cesario, come, for so you shall be, while you are a man. But when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress and his fancy's queen.
When that I was and a little tiny boy, with hey ho, the wind and the rain, a foolish thing was but a toy, for the rain, it raineth every day. But when I came to man's estate, with hey ho, the wind and the rain, 'gainst knaves and thieves men shut their gate, for the rain, it raineth every day. But when I came, alas, to wive, with hey ho, the wind and the rain, by swaggering could I never thrive, for the rain, it raineth every day. But when I came unto my beds, with hey ho, the wind and the rain, with tossed pots still had drunken heads, for the rain, it raineth every day. A great while ago the world begun, with hey ho, the wind and the rain, but that's all one, our play is done, and we'll strive to please you every day.